Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to day 24 of this 30 Days of Mindfulness series. And today I'm going to continue talking about these 10 beneficial qualities which we can cultivate in a meditation practice known as the 10 paramis. And specifically today, I'm going to be talking about wisdom and what cultivating wisdom in a meditation practice, in mindfulness, what that means in the context of early Buddhism. So there are three aspects to wisdom in this sense. One is just the learning capacity, which I think most of us are probably familiar with, similar to learning knowledge in school. In the same way with meditation, learning the practices. There's also the reflection capability, the ability to reflect and to think about what is being engaged with and what's being learned. This is also an important part about it, not just taking everything at face value. And then finally, there's this discernment quality, which is cultivated in a meditation practice, right? Beginning to see clearly in direct experience. So to start with, this learning component is kind of what's happening right now, right? Sharing the information, becoming familiar with the practices of meditation, in this context specifically, what they are, the different aspects, the different nuances of them. And this is a really important part of the practice. I know for myself, from a young age, even in high school when I was young and starting to learn about different religious traditions like Islam and Sufism and Buddhism and things I wasn't that familiar with, it was really interesting to me. I was just really engaged from a young age and inspired to learn more when I started going to a meditation center and was doing a year-long study program. I would go down to the water every day after work and read this book and just be engrossed in it. I think there's a real joy that can come just from this aspect of studying, from learning and becoming more familiar with. So that's something I'd really like to encourage. If this process of learning to you is rewarding, finding other ways to engage it in life, whether it's a local group, whether it's exploring other traditions, things like that. I think this is really beneficial to just look and see what's out there, what resonates, and what feels true and useful in life. And then there's also this reflection aspect, and this is where I think it starts to get a little bit specific in terms of what makes meditation and mindfulness in the early Buddhist tradition kind of unique. All these teachings are offered in the sense of come and see for yourself. This is not a handed down, like accept these at face value. They're meant to be try them on. For example, I've been talking about impermanence a lot. Is everything impermanent? Or is there anything which seems to defy this rule? It's worth actually exploring because these are meant to be reflective practices, right? They're not just something that we learn, maintain, memorize, and that's it, right? They're meant to be engaged with in this way, assessed. And then finally, there's this discernment capacity which we can cultivate in a meditation practice. I've been talking, for example, a lot about how a lot of the root of suffering, unnecessary suffering in human life comes through clinging to things, attaching to things which are inevitably changing, right? So how does this experience come forth in a meditation practice or in daily life, right? Beginning to see clearly things that I might be holding on to. This is something I engage with still on quite a regular basis every day, noticing when my mind is starting to spin out into these repetitive loops, fixated on certain things, And these are the ways that I end up suffering unnecessarily in my life. So we will practice with this a little bit, specifically the discernment that's cultivated in a meditation practice. And so just finding an upright posture wherever you're sitting right now. one that feels comfortable, supportive, and alert, with the back upright and the body soft and open. And you can allow your eyes to close if that's comfortable for you, or you can just rest them in a soft gaze in front of you. So to begin, just noticing the quality of awareness in your direct experience right now. This open, receptive quality, which is simply aware of what's happening. And using the body and the rhythm of the breath to stabilize awareness. What is your direct experience right now of being in a body? This body knows how to breathe all on its own. And we can also just take a few longer, slower breaths to ground ourselves into the rhythm of the breath at your own pace. And allowing your breath to return to normal. And letting the thinking mind continually just fall to the background and redirecting the heart, the awareness, the mind towards the direct experience of the breath. Using the out-breath as a means to soften and release any physical tension which may be held from the day. The muscles of the face, relaxing the jaw, allowing the shoulders to release, and the muscles of the chest and the stomach to be open and soft. As we settle into the roots of the body, the sit bones and the legs, and allowing the mind to open to the experience of this full body breathing. meditation practice, we're cultivating wisdom in terms of direct experience. So just noticing the flow of your experience right now. The impermanence of the thinking mind. The way it can flicker in and out of experience. Continually shifting and changing. Nothing to hold on to. Using meditation practice as a means of releasing the mind from any attachments. And also noticing the way this body is in constant motion. Each breath brings oxygen into the body, which moves throughout the bloodstream, through the entire system. There's this fluidity. There's the sensations of air, the breath, feelings of warmth and coolness. And there's also sensations of stability, which can hold the body upright. All of this is built into the experience of being in a human body. The heart is pumping blood. The lungs are expanding and releasing oxygen into the bloodstream. And the body maintains balance and homeostasis in many ways, all on its own. Just noticing this changing nature of your experience from your meditation cushion or your chair right now. So thank you for sitting and taking the time to cultivate this wisdom in actual practice. And my encouragement, as always, is to see how this can be relevant and real in your own life. In what ways can you use the wisdom of a meditation practice and of mindfulness to see patterns in your own life? Ways that the mind can suffer and be attached in unnecessary ways, and also how we can begin to free the mind from those patterns. And I also want to encourage this process of learning and reflection, finding groups in your area or learning about meditation or whatever tradition or is compelling to you. I think this is a really important and enjoyable part of the process of, developing and cultivating wisdom. And also, if there's anything that you'd like to share, please feel free to leave a comment below. I would love to hear your own ideas and thoughts as well. So thank you, as always, for taking the time to practice with me and to be here. Be well.